So this video is about how we'll continue the discussion, right? Just to reinforce it, right? Now vegetarianism, you all know, is a part of non-violence with regard to diet, right? Now vegetarianism is in fact a complete way in which you can gain moksha or liberation, right? Because it's based on the principle of non-violence, right? So once you're not doing harm unto animals by logic and by rationality, you're not going to pick up a gun and kill a human unless it's by self-defense, obviously, right? But once you're on that path, that alone, right, that path alone is actually a path of moksha, what's known as moksha or liberation, right? Meaning liberating yourself from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Now, the problem that's coming, right, when other people, right, who run in the earth and stuff, see you on that path, right, and they want to pick you and choose you and say, oh, well, you know what? You looking like you can make a good profit now, right? And so they want to take you. And in addition to that path, right, the way you give up everything else, so the way you give up entertainment, right? Meaning you can listen to some music now and then. The way you give up every cent you have, right? You can't do nothing at all for yourself. It's for yourself, even if it's a little bit of money you sacrifice and work for, right? The way you give every cent, right? The way you sacrifice literally every single drop of blood from inside you now, right? The way you give everything, right? Because they see you on that path and they take you up and they're saying, oh, well, you can make a good profit. So you gotta give up your job, give up your life, give up your blood, give up your everything, right? Because oh, you already on that path, and that path alone, right? Because it's such a sacrificial path, it's such a sacred and a sacrificial path. Because chances are, once you're vegetarian, right, you're already conducting your life in a certain way, right? You're already doing things and functioning in a certain way, right? So when you're on that path, your mindset is already in a certain direction, right? Your mindset already operating in a framework of non-violence, right? So that's how you function, and that alone, because it's a sacrificial path, that path alone, right, is enough to liberate you from the cycle of birth and rebirth, right? So there's a problem, and I noticed this is what was happening with certain people and stuff, what they've been doing, right, behind the scenes, forces predestining people, and they want people to live such a rigid life, right? Such a rigid life, right? And give up every single thing, right? Give up every single thing, right? And in this time, and right, I want to tell people, right, that you all are unfair, you all are not doing the right thing, right? You all are trying to use people over and over and over, right, at the top level there, right, to sacrifice every drop and every penny and every cent and everything and every drop of blood, right, in order to pay for all the elite sons. And I keep saying it, and I'll say it until November this year, right? And it is unfair and it is unjust, right? It is unfair and it is unjust to people, right? So when you all keep doing that, right? People with large amounts of wealth and all them thing, right? All you're supposed to be the ones, right, leading the way in donating and doing this and doing that, because everybody else already do it, right? We already do it. In fact, people don't even, not even working a lot. People don't even have money to donate in this society that we live in, right? And those supposed to do it already do it, right? So when I see people like in the British, they're picking you, right? Picking you and saying, oh, I choosing you to sacrifice for my sins, right? We're not doing that shit no more. We liberating ourselves from that mentality, from that shit, from being attached to all the abuse upon us. We liberating ourselves from being attached to the British abuse upon us. It's not going to be allowed no more. The creator of the universe not going to allow it no more. And we not allowing it no more. I not allowing it no more. Right? So profit all yourself up in the British monarchy and otherwise. Right? WHO, CDC, America, all them places. Right? Profit all your own self. Right? Some are earlier in the WHO, CDC, American politics, Britain. Right? Earlier monthly salary, some of us just had to work 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years for. Listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes 1 month of all your salary, right? Somebody in our next place, Trinidad, this had to work the whole lifetime for. 1 month of all your salary. People here, this had to work a lifetime for. Think about that. Waiters, all it is work from people, the blood. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. Sometimes people in the world, all your monthly salary, Trinidad people, this had to work 60 years for. anybody just think about these kind of things? I here to shake up all your freaking brain in the girl, boy. I here to shake up all your brain in her. The salary all it is work for in a month. Some people is had to work for. Take 60 years of their life working for. And after they work 60 years, they're retired and they're volunteering to do this, volunteering to do that. Right? Taking up side job here, this job there. Right? Some people working 3, 4 jobs. That's why I take it upon myself. I say, you know what? I go start to operate like how British girls is operate now, right? I just say, hey, let me just stay home, right? After I heal from the situation, right? Because MK Ultra is a situation I can't really heal from, to be honest. But after I take my time and overcome this shit, I say, you know what? I go operate just like how all your flicking self does operate, right? Lie down on my bed holy and scratch my cat, right? Until all you get in all your fucking soul, right? To what? Pick the people, right? Pick the people whose salary, right, is be 25 times the people in Trinidad and thing, right? Pick them people to be prophets, right? Until all you get, all it takes skull. Pick all the $1 trillion freaking wealth that all it is be sitting on, right? To be prophets, right? Because frankly, everybody fed up, right? Good.